Today we look at some awesome parts that have just arrived. Alright, some awesome stuff has arrived today. This is a stainless steel pipe for my exhaust because the exhaust I have on there, I have 4 O2 sensor bungs welded into it, and I want to clean that up and have only the 2 that I need. So there's that, and I got some stainless steel bungs, and they're the step style, so they actually go in a little bit into the that. But that's not even the exciting stuff. This is the exciting one. Oh, I got a card. This is from Swap Specialties. Card says, "We know you have a world full of choices and truly appreciate your business. Thank you." Anyways, that's Swap Specialties. They did a custom wiring harness for the car. What's beautiful about this wiring harness is they got all the information of and I sent them a picture of where everything's located. You know, my computer, like ECM and the throttle and all that stuff in the motor. And they got a whole bunch of information from me on where everything's located, and they made me a custom wiring harness. It looks really nice. Let's take a look here. Okay, so fuses and relays. Look, it's all watertight too. It's got this rubber thing around there. Very nice. Okay, everything's labeled. So let's see. OBD2, fan 1, fan 2, check engine light, fuel pump, manual fan control. Well, that's interesting. Okay, let's see. This is definitely going to clean up my wiring harness. Look at how beautiful this is all done. Oh, this is great. Injectors. Multi-air. Yep, and then here's where it hooks into the computer. VSS, okay, vehicle speed sensor, okay. All right, well, looks, yeah, this is definitely going to clean up my wiring for sure. All right, so I'm really happy about that. So that's all my parts, and I guess today I'm going to be doing more fabricating of brackets and stuff, and maybe cutting some things away. I'm not sure, but follow along. Okay, I showed you my new wiring harness. I spent quite a bit of time pulling out the old wiring harness, and so it's all gone now. I also put in the new mount for the power steering. I got the shaft welded in there. This is going to work out really nice, I think. Yep, so that's all really good. And I have started making a new aluminum motor mount here. It doesn't really need to do a whole lot because I have my front mount here, which is the important one. But I'm still going to do something here, but it's just going to be out of aluminum, and it's going to be so much lighter than the steel one I had in here. But yeah, little by little, chipping away at it, and yeah, it's getting exciting. All right, talk to all of you later. Okay, the steel I need, the DOM 1.5-inch tubing that I ordered still isn't here. There was a screw up with metal supermarkets and it didn't arrive, so I have very little to do until that gets here next week. But what I did was I modeled the updated frame in the Grape CAD design, or CAD program. So I'm going to post a video of that here. Now what I did with that in the program is in the program you constrain or lock down certain points of the car. So what I did was I locked down this point, that point, and this point here. I locked those solidly, and then I applied a 2,000 pound force to right here, 2,000 pound force up to see how much the frame would twist, you know, like how much it would deflect with a 2,000 pound force pushing up on it. And it's tiny, it's like 1/10 of an inch, it's really minor. So I did a bunch of testing to see if I change this bar, if I get rid of that bar, like do I really need that bar, or that, you know, do I really need that, to just see what is required. Because in my research and talking to other engineers, I found that making the car stiffer than necessary is not needed, is not required at all. There's no performance advantage. Now, obviously, the lighter you can make the car, the more advantage there is performance-wise. But stiffer, as soon as you get above the stiffness that you need or that's required, there's zero performance advantage to that. If my car needs 4,000 pounds per degree of twist, if that's the maximum that it needs, then me going to 6,000 or 8,000 or 12,000 is completely unnecessary. And that was a revelation for me, finding that out, because the way I measured the car originally with all the, like the original design, it was 12,000 pounds per degree of twist. And with that original design though, when I actually landed up making the frame, there was a lot of tubes that got changed from the original design, and those compromised the stiffness. As an example, in the original design, there was a tube going straight from down here, straight forward, like underneath, like sort of beside the suspension arm. Well, that never made it into the final. I never put that one in. The other thing is, the tubes along the side here, alongside of the car, in the original design, they were straight like this. They followed the main frame down, but that landed up being too confining for my elbows. Like when you actually sat in the car, that design landed up being too confining. So I landed up having this angle out and then to the front, and then it angled back in again. And that, you know, these changes, also the original design, and I don't know how this happened, but the original design had these much higher than they actually are. They actually are, you know, 9 inches high, and in the original design they were like 13 inches high or something like that. So those changes alter the stiffness of the car, of the frame. And so now with the new design, I actually have done a whole bunch of measuring to see what I actually landed up doing. And the new design I'm doing is about the same stiffness as the updated, or what I had done. Like what I actually had done, the new design is roughly the same stiffness as that. So and it's 50% stiffer than what I really need. So no worries there. That's all good. And I have fitted the body panels on here now so that I can make sure when I put the new tubes in that everything lines up where it's supposed to, like the doors and everything. The doors, the front fenders and all that, that's all lining up good right now. And but I need to get those tubes for the doors right, and I'm gonna start cutting out the rear roll bar, although I really don't. I've already started cutting it. You can see I've already started cutting. I've already got this one cut through here, and I've started cutting this one. But I don't know if I want to start cutting that all out until I get the new tubing, so that from the time I cut it out to the time I weld in the new piece is a short period of time, because you make less mistakes when there's only a short period of time. If you start something and then you come back to it a week later, things get fuzzy, and you may not, things may not land up where they were. So I'm probably going to leave that. I'm having some debate on this back part where all this is in place. I don't really want to have to redo all this stuff. I mean, I will if I have to. I may just have to tackle this. Like this, it's going to be huge, right? Like remounting the rear sway bar and the catch cans and the oil filter and my surge tank and the shocks, to redo all that stuff, and the, you know, the radiator and the fuel tank or the fuel cell. Boy, oh boy, that's it's a little intimidating, you know. But if I redo it, I can make it better. I don't know. You'll find out when I find out, because right now I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to try to keep this all, because keep in mind that everything that this stuff all attaches to is all getting cut out. So to try to keep all this and reattach it to the new roll hoop, I just don't know. I just don't know. I mean, I can't look at it. If I look at it, it's too overwhelming. I need to keep telling myself I got 7 months to do this. I don't have to get it all done in the next week or two. So I can redo it all. I can. You know. Anyways. Okay. Well, that's all it for today. I don't know if I'm going to finish up the video here and just publish it, because you guys haven't seen a video from me for a while now, or, you know, I don't know, a week? No, can't be that far. But anyways, so we'll see. Maybe I'll just publish it now so that you guys will have something to look at and ponder and ask questions about until the next video, where I'll actually be starting to cut this stuff out. My new hood is arriving today, and the new hood's gonna have it's gonna have a vent in it, because I'm running a small radiator to assist in my cooling, and so that'll be up front, and so there'll be a whole process there. So maybe I'll get, well, no. Anyways, okay, so maybe we'll see all of you later.